Hi, I'm Joe Chili, mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise today is the president of Gowanda's Historic Hollywood Theater, Mark Burr. Mark, nice to see you here today. How are you?
Thank you.
You know, when I think about that, this is kind of like a show place now, right? You know, I've seen the commercials and I have not been to the theater yet, and I'm planning on that. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was a building that was finished in 1926, April 19th, as a result of a fire. There was a previous Gowanda Opera House occupied that site, and it had burnt in 1924, and this was built after the fire, and it was opened in 1926.
1926, 90 some odd years. That's kind of amazing in itself. What kinds of shows are you bringing into the theater, or have you brought in?
Oh, we've done all kinds of shows there. We do a summer youth camp. We do some tribute bands, do a little bit of opera, do some weddings, do all kinds of things there.
You know, when I think about theater now, you know, I don't, you know, for me, it was like a destination when I was growing up. So how do you keep it going now? How do you keep it funded?
You scratch and you do everything you can. You get all the events in there. You don't make money at every event, but you want to reach out to the whole cross section of your community to come and enjoy the theater and cultivate those shows that people will come and see. Is
that like, you know, because I'm a North Towns guy, I mean, is it something that people will talk about, you know, when they come in, you've got to see the Gowanda's Hollywood Theater?
Oh, I think the building, it just draws you to the events. And it's when we do a summer youth camp. It's a big theater. You fill it full of 70 kids and you do a bunch of songs and stuff. It just turns the place on and becomes exciting.
How have you transitioned since, you know, COVID was a big factor for everybody? People were staying home. I mean, even movies, you know, they're being released on, you know, on TV or whatever, on video, so that you didn't have to go out. How have you transitioned since COVID? How do you get people in there?
That was tough, and we're still trying to figure that out. COVID, we were actually looking at doing a grand opening about the time in April, and obviously COVID hit in March, and it really kind of set us back, you know, financially. And people have different habits nowadays than they did pre-COVID. Buying tickets, they wait till the last minute. It's hard to track your ticket sales and how big your audience will be. It's very much a walk-up crowd, where it used to be just the opposite.
And did you really have to transition? I mean, as far as you think about things that become computerized, or, you know, things like that. Did you have to purchase new equipment and upgrade things like that too?
Yeah, some services, the ticket service and those types of things, yep.
And what about if people, it's a destination. You said yourself, you know, it's something that you have to go in and see and experience. What if people want to rent the theater? Can they rent it for specific special events? Or?
Oh yes, we have a couple weddings coming up this next month. We think that's great. People come in there and spend a day, renew their vows, have a nice wedding, have a nice time. It's great.
And the variety of shows, you know, the different kinds of shows that you bring to the theater. I mean, you know, tell us about some of the different shows. What are the shows that are memorable for you, or that you hear people talking about a lot?
Well, what's interesting is we do a silent film. We have a gentleman by the name of Dennis James. Usually comes 3 or 4 times a year, and we do some silent movies. It's just amazing. We do have a travel organ in there, and we do that. Very interesting. We get 60, 70 people come in and enjoy that music. It's amazing what that technology, what that art form was.
You know, my former wife often said that she wishes I was a silent film star. You know, unfortunately, but
Charlie Chaplin.
Well,
would that
something
work?
like that. Yeah, I think. So, World Tour Oregon.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, how do you keep something like that going, right?
Oh, that's for sure. We have a 1923 Wurlitzer H that we're looking at restoring and putting back in our orchestra pit.
That's pretty wild. I mean, you know, just to think about that. What do you think? Do you have any memories of the theater itself? Things that kind of shine in your own perspective, things that you really like to think about?
It's the dome. If you look at the dome in a theater that turns on, and we have a setting where it goes through various color changes and so on and so forth, but when it's white, when it's clear, you can see the shades, the blue sky and the clouds. It's just very reminiscent of being out in the middle of a hayfield and looking at the blue sky.
Do you sneeze when you look at it? You know, I mean,
No.
you're thinking of hayfields. No, I would imagine you wouldn't. You'd be okay with regard to that. So if people want to come in and they want to see it, specifically if they want it for a venue, they can come in and talk to you about that and get a tour of the place
Oh,
too?
absolutely. We'd love to have them in for a tour. Call our office, set a meeting up with Deb, and we'd be happy to have one of our members show you through the place and reminisce about the old days.
Mark Burke, president of Gowanda's Historic Hollywood Theater. Thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
If you'd like to check out Gowanda's Historic Hollywood Theater, it's located at 39 West Main Street in Gowanda. For tickets and information, you can check out their website, www.gowandahollywoodtheater.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Gowanda's Historic Hollywood Theater.